Good morning, everybody. Andy here with South Florida Professionals. Today is June 29th, 2022. We're coming to you at 9:25 live today with the one and only Paul Anastasio. And today's topic is going to be an interesting one. I can't wait to get into this, Paul. Marry the house, date the rate. Paul Anastasio, what are you talking about, man?
Hey, good morning, Andy. Good morning, everybody watching. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, marry the house, date the rate. Absolutely. What questions do you have about that, Andy?
Well, in these times, housing, everybody wants to house, they want to stop renting, but I think that you're going to be adding a nice little twist to this whole arrangement here. There's a lot of people that are getting married. There's a lot of people that are dating. There's a lot of people that are renting and buying. Expand on this, Paul. This should be interesting.
Andy, that's a great question. And before I expand on that, I want to talk real quick about an issue that I hear all the time about the market correcting, market crashing. And I just want to say that the market that we're in today is completely different than the market that we were in 2007, 2008. In 2007, there was a lot of bank fraud going on. There was a lot of stuff that was going on that really hindered lending, that really stopped the lending. Rates that are in the fives and sixes today are not going to slow down. I mean, they are going to slow down, obviously, because people have been accustomed to 2-3%, and maybe some people may not qualify at the 5 or 6. But essentially, rates in the sixes is just slowing. It doesn't mean it's going to correct or it's going to crash. So I really want to clear that up, because a lot of people say to me, hey, back in the late 2000s, this happened, but it's a totally different situation. The issue that we're having today with, besides the rates and inflation, is that there's a lack of inventory. So, but as far as lenders are concerned, lenders are open and willing to lend today. This has nothing to do with what happened back in 2007 and 2008. So I really want to preface what I'm saying by helping you understand that the fear that you may have because of the market before is totally different than what is going on today. And another thing I want to say, back in the day, lenders were doing 100% financing. There was no equity. The amount of equity that's out there today is unbelievable. So I want to say that. So again, marry the house, date the rate. And this is not an original. I got this from another loan officer, so I want to say that. Okay. But basically, people may have when you buy a house, for example, your house you're going to keep for many years. The average person stays in their home 7 or 10 years. But what you realize, even though you get a 30-year fixed loan, you don't have to keep that rate for more than 6 months. And that's what people have done over the last few years. People in the last 2 years or 4 or 5 years bought, and then when the rates were in the twos, they refinanced multiple times, whether to lower the rate, whether to cash out, whether to consolidate debts, whatever it may be. So that's the point here, guys, is you find your home that you love, you buy that home, and then the rate, you're going to basically date it for 6 months, a year or two, and then you're going to refinance it. We know that what goes up does come down, and we know that rates are going to come down eventually. They have begun to stabilize a little bit, but I don't foresee any kind of major changes in the next few months. So they're still going to be in those 5 and 6% range. But I definitely want to encourage you that if you're renting today, do you realize that you're putting 100% of that rent into the landlord's pocket and you're not building any equity? And Andy, I mean, we talked about it off camera, right? Rent is up 41% in Miami-Dade County. 41%, guys. So if you're renting right now and you have a job and you have decent credit, yeah, you're going to pay a little bit more for a home. Your rate will be a little bit more, but guess what? In a year or two, that property is going to appreciate anywhere between, historic is 4 to 5%, 20% in the last year. Let's say it doesn't go to that, but it's 4 to 5%, as opposed to renting and putting money in somebody else's pocket. So marry the house, date the rate. Absolutely.
So Paul, this goes to those people that are looking at the rising rates and saying, you know what, I didn't buy before. There's no way that I can buy now. But I think that what you're trying to say is that, hey, that rate, you could always refinance it, but you found your dream home. Don't avoid pulling that trigger. Don't avoid moving into that home, with your family and kids because of the rates right now, right? I mean, you find your ideal property, you find your ideal home, get in there, and then you go ahead and able to refinance all the way along the way.
That's it. That's exactly right, Andy. You find your dream home right now. Obviously, we have to make sure that you can qualify, right? How's your debt to income ratios? How's your credit? Do you have the assets, or do you need to get a gift? Or do you have a parent or family member that could give you a gift? We talked about it previously, that if you are buying a home, if it's a first home or even a second home, with the exception of 3%, 3 months of reserves on a second home and 6 months on an investment that you cannot have a gift for, but a primary home, you can have, that could be all gifted to you. So any parent that's out there that has a kid or kids that are in the working force that maybe don't have the money, and you don't want to see your kids struggling with rent, and you don't want to keep them at home, this is the way for you to basically gift them that down payment and closing costs to be able to buy a home with their credit and their income. So again, I repeat, rent is up 41%. I mean, numbers don't lie. I mean, there's people you live in Miami, people living in Kendall paying $28.50 for a 2-3 bedroom apartment. So if you have to pay a little bit more to own your place, or maybe even a little bit less, because maybe you go from that 3 bedroom, a 4 bedroom to like a 3 townhome or even an apartment, but now you own your home. Now you're building equity. And in a year, and in 6 months at the very least, or in a year or two, guess what? You can refinance. You can then refinance. Maybe if the equity's gone up, you can pull out money, buy something else, rent that. I mean, there's so many strategies to build wealth utilizing real estate. And this is one of my passions, is to help people to be able to build wealth utilizing real estate. Real estate is one of the most solid investments out there. It is not, look what's happening. And let's not talk about crypto and those other things, but talk about steady. I mean, real estate is that steady wins the race. And anyways, I'm here to help you achieve that.
So Paul, we may have some people that are hearing this and saying, I just don't know. I don't know if I can qualify. I don't know if I have enough funds in my bank account. I do not know. Where can they go for answers, Paul? Can they contact you? Is there a fee to talk to Paul, the mortgage guru, and have you lay out a plan for these individuals?
There is absolutely no fee to call me. Like I said, it's my passion to help people achieve the dream of home ownership. So 305-336-0383 is my cell, my direct cell. It doesn't go to another number. It's my direct cell. If I'm obviously busy, I'm going to respect who I'm with, so I won't answer my phone. But I do make an effort to get back to you as soon as possible. You could also text me. You could also send me an email at paul@loansbypaul.net. Andy will put the information on the field of this, on the body of this video, excuse me. So again, free of charge. If you're not ready to buy today, why not create a plan to buy in 6 months or a year, or even 2 years? Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you don't have the income yet. Maybe you don't have the credit. We have the resources to help you build your credit as well. We have partners that we work with that do that. We can show you how to budget your money so that you can then save your down payment. We can talk to you about gifting options from relatives that can give you the money. If you're looking to renew your lease, you should contact me. You should contact a loan officer that you trust, because why throw your money away when you could buy something? You can have the joy of homeownership. And this is what we want to do for you. So feel free to call me at any time. It's not going to cost you a penny. It's just going to cost you 5-10 minutes of your time.
Well, Paul, great advice, great advice. And I know there are a ton of people that are paying rent here in the South Florida community. And the analogy, the analogy that you said makes total sense, even though it takes a little bit of thinking, right? Most people probably would not think about that. They're like, well, I'm stuck here. Where am I going to go? I don't have any options. I have to keep paying for somebody else's dream, right? What you're saying is, hey, stop funding somebody else's dream and start building yours. We have a comment here from Serena Thomas. Good job, Paul. Thank you, Serena. Serena is watching us live. In fact, we got quite a few people watching us live. Folks, you can post a question in the comments feed there for Paul Anastasio now, or if you're watching this on the replay, after the live feed. You can still post a comment there. Paul will get to you. And again, Paul, what is that phone number again that somebody can call you to start on the path of owning their home?
305-336-0383. I want to give a shout out to Serena. Thank you for your comments, Serena. You're amazing. And again, conversation's free, guys. If you're in a position you feel like Andy was saying, like you're stuck, do something about it, right? Having a conversation, creating a plan to move forward. Again, maybe you're not ready today, but why not create a plan for 6 months, a year or two down the road? Happy to do that for you. Happy to map it out for you. And believe me, it's going to be well worth your time.
Awesome, Paul. Paul, I know you're busy. I know you're busy fulfilling people's home ownership dreams, so we won't keep you long this morning here, folks. Thank you for watching. We do this every 2 weeks live with Paul Anastasio. Be sure to check him out. Give him a call. The phone number will be below in the comments section. And if you're renting, if you're paying an extraordinary amount of rent this time, right now, you need to make a phone call. The phone call is free. The advice is free. And allow Paul Anastasio to put you on a path to home ownership, because rents are going to keep increasing. You heard it from Paul. You're hearing all over the news. But guess what? Your equity as well. So why not take advantage of that? Why not become a homeowner today, or plan to become a homeowner tomorrow? Stop paying rent. God, Paul, thank you, my friend. Any last comments before we close?
Listen, don't be afraid, guys. Don't be afraid. Remember, marry the home, date the rates. So forget about the rate. Focus on long term. Look forward to talking to you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Andy. Appreciate you and your team.
This is going to be a great tagline. Marry the home, date the rate with Paul Anastasio. See you guys in 2 weeks. Paul, thank you, my friend.
Bye, guys. Have a great day. Take care. God bless.